Okay guys, before the vlog starts, I'm going to get straight to the point and tell you how to not ruin your travel experiences while filming them at the same time. But I'm going to encourage you to stick through the vlog because I'm assuming that if you're watching this video, you're a vlogger, or maybe you're trying to become a vlogger and you share the same passion as most of us do in this community. And that's just simply human relationships through videos like these. Let's rewind time back to April 2025 of last year, NAB. If you guys have never heard of NAB, it's basically a big nerdy event. I think it's called National Association of Broadcasters. It's basically a bunch of cameras, Canon, Sony, all this gear, and filmmakers are there. And yeah, if you're nerdy about cameras, you're going to want to try to go to this event at least once. I highly encourage it. I'm going to share with you my experience so that way you don't make the same mistake when you go on your first travel vlog. Okay, number one is choosing the right camera, and to me, that is going to be the action cameras. The reason why I like these action cameras is because you can literally whip these things out, hit the record button, and not have to worry about anything. They literally do 99% of the work. So I didn't make that mistake. I actually took my Action 5 with me and was able to record very easy and everything like that. But here's where I kind of screwed up. I was so excited. I was new at vlogging and decided to take a bunch of accessories that just made it more like work. For example, some of the things that I took were the ND filters because I wanted to get the cinematic footage. I ended up taking like an extra cage. I took a couple of selfie sticks, a big bag, bigger than what I needed, microphones, all kinds of other accessories that I thought I was going to use, like mounts and stuff like that. But I actually never ended up using it, and it ended up taking up more space in my travel bag and actually getting me tired throughout the convention because there's just more weight for me to carry around my shoulder. One of the cool things about these cameras is that you actually don't need any of those things to be able to capture any of your memories or anything like that. These cameras have everything already built in. Actually, you don't even need one of these microphones at all. I had it for the vlog today, but the microphone on this camera is amazing and it does the job. Now, in terms of the ND filters, I know that everybody wants to get the high quality cinematic footage, but I'm going to tell you that if you're going in and out of planes, dark and light situations while you're traveling, which I'm pretty sure is going to happen, switching that ND it just causes more work trying to pop them out, pop them in, all that stuff, and actually takes away from your travel experience, which is something that I didn't think about. I didn't know how much work I was going to have to put into trying to get the best shot and make it look cinematic, and actually just missing out of being there with my friends. So if you're going to take these cameras, and you'll see it all over my channel, I'm going to preach that you go full auto with these. I set mine to 24 frames per second, full range ISO, and just let this camera rip. It's got internal recording, and if you put an SD card in there, you can get, depending on the size, you can get a couple to even 5 more hours of recording. SD cards on these things are cheap, so that is one piece of gear that I do recommend that you get, and as the SD card, they're very cheap. You can get them on Amazon for 20-30 bucks, and they're totally worth it for that extra space. Now, another thing would be extra batteries. These cameras have amazing batteries, but getting that DJI battery pack where you can fit 3 of them in there and easily put them in your pocket will get you enough battery to go through the whole day. Now, apart from that, you can always hold this camera in your hand and it has amazing stability, but the mini extension rod is one of my favorite ones, which I actually just ordered one today because the one that came in was sadly defective, so I had to send it back, and I am going to get one. But other than that, you don't need anything else. That's about it. If you feel like carrying one of these, you can, but the internal microphone on this thing does amazing. The only time I would recommend one of these microphones is when you're outside and it's extremely windy. Then the windshield on these microphones is going to help, but it's not necessary. I think that even if it's windy, you can still get by with the internal mic. I don't think anybody that watches these type of videos is actually going to care if they hear a little bit of wind here and there. Actually, for me, I feel like it brings you more into the real experience of what that's like being in that environment. So I don't know, take it for what you want, but ND filters, you should just keep those at home. Just bring extra batteries, a selfie stick, and you're pretty much set on these cameras. And for the last point, make sure that you have a plan, because if you don't have a plan, sometimes you just end up filming a bunch of things. You're going to get overwhelmed. You're going to get discouraged. You might just end up leaving your camera at the hotel or whatever it is because you just don't know what else to get, or you're going to feel like you need to record every single thing. Remember to enjoy your travel experiences with your friends, whoever you're with, or even just by yourself. Now, if you feel like you don't have a plan, there's no problem. You can use the B-roll method, which means that you just take this camera, hit record, film all the areas that you're in, and then when you get back home, you can do a talking head video like this and put the B-roll over it and not have to ruin it. You can tell us the story and then use that B-roll to complement what you're already telling. And always remember to be where you're at. I forgot who told me that, but it's very true. Make sure that you're actually experiencing that moment, breathing in the air, the views, taking in all of it. Honestly, sometimes the best memories are the ones that we only capture with our minds and our hearts. Anyways, that's all I have for this message and experience. I just wanted to share with you guys. Enjoy the vlog. YouTube, what's going on? Good morning, guys. It's Monday. We're back on the grind, and today we're in the minivan. We're not on the Accord because we're gonna be taking this thing to go get an oil change and get checked up, get all the fluids topped up, do a little tire rotation, and all that good stuff because we're going on a road trip. It's gonna be our biggest vacation for my family, I guess you would call it, so far since I've had kids, since I got married 15 years ago. I finally have the budget to take my family to Florida. It's the vacation that I feel like every kid wants to go to, even if you're a 36-year-old kid like myself. Unfortunately, we're not going to Disney World. It's a little bit out of the budget, but maybe next year. That's the goal. This time, we're gonna be going to Epic Universe or Epic Verse or something like that. All I know is that there's a new like Super Mario World, and it's supposed to be pretty awesome. I'm a huge Mario fan. If you guys watch the vlog, I have a vlog where I talk about my Mario tattoo and the story behind it and everything like that. So Super Mario means a lot to me, and it's gonna be awesome. I think I'm actually probably more excited or just as excited as my kids to go here. And so is my wife. My wife has never been to. I have flown to Florida before for work, but it's only for work. Like I landed, I went, did the shoot, got in the car, went to the airport and flew right back. So I didn't really get to experience much of Florida, and we're gonna be out there for a week. So I'm super, super excited about that. Yeah, can I just do a large Americano? But can you just throw like a couple ice cubes in there just to cool it off a little?
Okay.
That'll be all. Thank you. Did you guys hear that lady? Usually Starbucks is like really cheery, and she sounded like she was bored. You know, I really like this mount, the suction mount that comes with the Nano. I've been using it on the Action 6, which by the way, we are at 8K. Oh shoot, I'm accidentally recording 8K 30 frames per second. Dang it, guys, I just realized I was at 8K 30 frames per second. It should be fine, but we're now back at 8K 24. I am gonna be editing this video in 24 frames per second timeline, so it might look a little jittery, I don't know.
Yummy.
We didn't go with the espresso. I like chicken espressos, they're like my favorite, but dang, dude, those things get me jittery. I've been doing this thing where like I'm continuously like clenching my jaw. It's kind of weird. Like I can't stop doing it. Like I'm just clenching my jaw like randomly throughout the day, all the time. Like I find myself like biting down. It's not like I'm grinding my teeth, but my jaw, it's like I'm constantly clenching it, and at times it kind of gets me tired. So I Googled it because I kind of was like freaking out. I was like, man, why do I keep clenching my jaw? But I think it's because of caffeine. I looked it up and it said that clenching jaw is called like bronch something, but it's typically some sort of stress, anxiety. Don't drink too much caffeine, I guess. Oil change done, guys. Let's go. So I've been doing pretty decent on my push-ups. I have been doing them every day. My numbers are kind of all over the place. I'm assuming it's pretty normal for a beginner person that's trying to work out. I told you guys this year is the year where I'm gonna try my best to get fit. The goal was actually 50 push-ups, but the first day I could only do 40. I did 20 in the morning, 20 at night, and then I was dying. The next day, I only did 20 total. I did 10 in the morning, 10 at night. And then the third day, I was sad and a little discouraged because I could only do 10. My arms were killing me. I could not lift myself up at all. I couldn't even get into the push-up position. My arms were just like noodles. They were just falling off. And yeah, I was able to push through 10. Next day, I think I did 10 again. And then last night, I was back up to 20. So it's pretty good. The soreness has gone down dramatically. I'm still sore. If you guys work out, let me know that this is normal. I'm assuming that it gets, it's a little bit of pain
until you know, start getting more accustomed to it, or until your body kind of picks up on this routine. So I'm gonna keep pushing, guys, but that's the update on my workout routine there. I feel pretty decent about it for the first week.